turn to the east, facing Jerusalem. All praises be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops, the great millstone, do well, taught us the truth. Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect, 144,000 men, as well as 1/3 men, women, and children, maintaining themselves, keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes to the best of their ability. It's your brother Yeramiah Kazak, back with hopefully another edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, and Kakadash. Alright, stumping down this place which we know as Babylon, alright, America. Okay, this place is known as Egypt, Assyria, Greece, right, Rome. All of those type of spirits are on this place, right? So this place is doomed. It's set up for doom. It's set up for destruction. All right. So you gotta. At the end of the day, we are judged by our deeds. We are judged by works and by faith. So with that being said, you have to put in works and use faith. By your faith, you know, you're gonna do works. By your works, you're gonna show faith. Okay. So let's go over to the book of James. First and foremost, James, the 2nd chapter. Start at verse 14. What doeth it profit, my brethren, though a man say he have faith and have not works? Can faith save him? Right? Faith is what I like to say as it's an action word. It's something you have to act out, something you have to show and prove to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi first and foremost. Okay? If a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, depart in peace, be ye warmed and filled, notwithstanding, you give them not those things which are needful to the body. What doeth it profit? Somebody's cold, they need a blanket. You give them a blanket. You show some action. You put some work into it, right? Somebody's hot. You give them some water. Okay, these are considered works. Okay, so our people, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, because that's our people, they need this word. They are suffering because of what Esau, Edom, the so-called YT man, has given them. He has given them wicked waters. Waters that's not helping them. Let's go to Revelations, the 12th chapter. Okay? This is verse 15, Revelations 12 and 15. And the serpent, which is talking about Esau, Edom, the so-called YT man, cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman. Now, when do you know a serpent, a snake, to spit out water like an elephant? Okay? This is why you have to understand this is an allegory. This is allegoric. This is talking about the so-called YT man putting out all this wicked information and drowning our people in all the bullshit that he spews out his mouth. Telling you that a man can be with a man or a woman can be with a woman. Okay? These doctrines are doctrines of devils. Allowing a transgender individual to teach your kids. Right? When you wouldn't do that, that's incorrect according to the scriptures. So the YT man goes straight directly against God. Everything that he shows, these are his works. All right? And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. Now that woman is speaking about Israel, us, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay? And it actually goes into it in the beginning of this chapter. Verse 16. And the earth helped the woman. And the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood, which the dragon cast out of his mouth. So, it just said a serpent. So it's synonymous with a dragon, a reptile, a wicked individual. Okay? A snake. Alright? So, as you can see, Satan, let's go up a little bit. This is verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan. It's the same individual, as you can see, which deceiveth the whole world. So the YT man deceives the whole entire planet. All right, he pushed a false doctrine upon everybody and confuses them to the point of where they actually believe in LGBTQ community. They actually believe in eating pork, lobster, crab, shrimp, shellfish. All right, they're moving in a wicked vibration. They don't have the word anymore. They don't care for Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi anymore. They want to do their own thing. All right, because Esau, his vibration is doing his own thing. So you want to move in your own path. All right, not moving with the scriptures. Okay, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi gave us certain words, certain laws, commandments, and statutes to keep. Therefore, we will be kept out of the way of death, kept out of the way of desolation and destruction, because he is about to destroy this place. So we got to get right and do what he says to do. Therefore, we can receive salvation. And you can't save yourself. If you can save yourself, Jake, then what's the need for a savior? But you want to save yourself, right? So think about that. If you can save yourself, then Yahawashi, he didn't have to die on the cross for us. He didn't have to do anything that he did. If you can save yourself, all right? So according to Deuteronomy 28:68, no man shall buy you, no man shall release you from these curses. Yahawashi is not going to meet you as a man, as it spoke of in the book of Isaiah. He's coming back in a heavenly body, a celestial body, right? Bodies that we will want, we will eventually have and attain, being joint heirs with Hamashiach. Okay? So let's read this one more time. And the great dragon was cast out, the old serpent, called the devil and Satan. This is the same individual which you know as Esau Edom, the so-called YT man. All right, Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. All right, loosely quoting. So, well, that's it. You know, well, let's get the whole thing. But that's basically the point of it, because it's given into his hands. It's given into Esau Edom's hands. Now, if you look around this planet, he rules with the blessing that he was given in Genesis, the 27th chapter, the blessing of the sword. This is how the wicked rule the earth. So Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges. All right? Thereof, if not, where and who is he? So he who's the judges? At the end of the day, it's us. It's the Israelites. We shall judge this world. But he has covered our faces for a time being. And we were woke up around 1969 when Elder Abba Bibbins came and brought this truth back to the world. Right? Because the spirit was placed in him. And therefore the spirit bounces and goes down to whoever is taught. So that is what? That's his fruits. And going back to the topic of the matter, that's his works. So brothers show forth works. We bring forth meat for repentance. All right? So we have to bring forth works. We have to produce fruit. You know, I don't work off the cell phone just to be expedient with it. We have to bring forth works. And our works begin to bring forth works. And their works begin to bring forth works. It becomes a cycle of ongoing good fruit. You got to look at yourself when you come into this truth. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi has raised you up to be a good tree, to grow up and bring forth more work. All right, bring forth more seeds, more fruit, to be fruitful and multiply in that sense of the word, right? All right, so back to James, the 2nd chapter. Well, no, back to Revelations, the 12th chapter, verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels cast out with him. All right? So that does not speak about no fallen angels, man. Okay? That's not what that's talking about. Okay? You wicked individuals that want to serve Satan. Okay, you joining hand in hand with the devil. You joining hand in hand with Satan. You don't believe in this truth, and you're trying to hold on to this carnal world and build up and settle in this world because you want to settle and you want to pass it on to your kids, your houses, your cars, your businesses, etc., etc. This is not your rest, Jake. Micah 2:10. How many times we got to tell them? This is not where you set up and live. If this is the best and this is good as it gets, then that's a sad life for you. Okay? This is not the kingdom. This is not as good as it gets. This, in a sense, is our hell and Esau's heaven. This is where he rules and dominates and has all power and control and authority in that sense, but it's given to him by Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Okay? So going back up to verse 16. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth. So that flood is once again speaking about all these lies and things that he has put forth on this earth. As I spoke of homosexuality. Alright, that's a lie. Okay? That's not how we're supposed to be. You can look at the animals, and the animals know to mate with one another and be fruitful and multiply. But you get to the humans, and they start, nah, we're not going to reproduce. We're not going to use our reproductive organs to bring forth more people onto this planet. Okay? You look at humans, they begin to eat animals like pigs that are placed on this earth to clean the earth, to eat up all the trash. It's a lot of trash on the side of these curbs. Alright, a pig will come through and eat all that up. Okay, because that's their purpose. They don't have sweat glands. They do not sweat. Therefore, the toxins that they bring into their body, it goes nowhere. So when you eat that animal, it stays in that animal and you're taking in all the toxins and the what? The parasites. Therefore, it leads to what? Many diseases by you dealing with that type of animal. Okay? So let's keep it going. Verse 17. And the dragon was wroth, meaning he was mad, he was angered with the woman, Israel, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of power and have the testimony of Yahawashi HaMashiach. Now what is that testimony? Let's go over to Revelations 19:10. Okay? And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahawashi. Now this is an angel talking to John the Revelator. Worship Yahawah, for the testimony of Yahawashi is the spirit of prophecy. Okay? And I want to go to Isaiah 8:20 because it connects. These are precepts. To the law and to the testimony. What's that testimony? The spirit of prophecy. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not. So if they're not coming from these scriptures, they're coming from their own mind, their own design. Don't listen to them. Alright? If they speak not according to this word. What word? This Bible. It is because there is no light in them. So they're full of darkness. They're full of deceit. They're full of mischief. And if you follow behind them, you will indeed be destroyed. Now, to the topic of the lesson, is that works? Yeah, it's works. They have works. False prophets, false pastors, these individuals have works, right? They have a lot of works, but they're vain works. They're wicked works. But it's an action, you know? They go forth and they produce wicked fruit. Branches that are supposed to be cut off, all right? So you have to be able to discern between a wise, honorable, good teacher that has the 100% truth, right? Which is over at Great Millstone and Affiliates, or a TD Snakes, a Joel Osteen, right? A Donnie McKirk, what's the dude name? Close the doors. She closed the doors. Warren Sapp, whatever his name. Yeah. Like these guys. You have to discern between these individuals, man. Are they feeding you correctly? Are they feeding you properly? Why they not calling on Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi? Why they calling on Jesus when the name was created in the 1600s? When you start to be diligent as you come into this thing, as a child, because you are coming as a child, you are supposed to be diligent and research. All right, Elder Apostle Gabar always says, trust but verify. So you should know this information for yourself. You should be researching. Start to get books, read, learn about your temple, learn about your health. All right? Stop putting your salvation in another man's hands, because that's not what the scriptures say. Okay, let's go to Philippians. You have to go according to the word. You have to apply these scriptures to your life. Philippians 2:12. Wherefore, my beloved, as you have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Okay? So, what's fearing? Let's go to Ecclesiastes. Well, actually, we go to Proverbs, man. Okay? Proverbs 1:7. The fear of Yahawah is the beginning of knowledge. So you have to first fear Yahawah. Alright? Even for knowledge to enter into you. Because knowledge can't enter into what? A malicious soul. Maliciousness speaks about complaining, murmuring, bitching. Always got an issue. We bringing stuff out, and you like, nah, but it's this, but it's that. But the Holy Spirit went into Mary, but why Matthew the 1st chapter breaks down Yahawashi's lineage? Okay? Why in the book of Sirach it talks about everybody comes through a woman. Okay? Everybody comes through seed. So the man carries the seed, he places it in a woman, and then you come out of that woman in 10 months' time, as the scriptures say. But you think something changed? You think Joseph was already a spouse or betrothed to Mary, right? So how the Holy Spirit went and committed adultery? So you have to actually take these things into account, right? All right, and then you'll stop sounding crazy. You'll actually look at the Christian pastor, the Baptist, the Protestant, the Methodist pastor, like, man, you full of shit. That's what you're going to look at them as, because they are full of shit, okay? Verse 7, the fear of Yahawah is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction, all right? So you have to check yourself and be like, do I despise the word? Do I despise wisdom and instruction? Am I filtering my life with the scriptures? Am I applying the scriptures every single day, right? Or am I living according to my own mind? Let's go to Proverbs 3:5. Trust in Yahawah with all thine heart, your mind, and lean not unto thine own understanding. Okay? Hey, Shalawam, Malak, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Barak, Ahtham to you and your household. Observe and do, my brother Darashamah, Shalawam. Alright? So, you have to trust in Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi in every situation. If you're going through a situation, trust and believe he placed you in that situation. Right? Let's go to Isaiah 45, 5-7. And it reads, I am Yahawah, and there is none. Matter of fact, let's go up. Okay, let's go up a little bit. Verse 4, for Jacob, my servant's sake, and Israel, mine elect. So this is speaking about a specific nation. And if we trace Israel today, that's the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And also speckled birds, which bloodline goes back to Jacob. All right, and they would fall into their respective tribes. Okay, so you have to try the spirit when you deal with individuals. You can't just look at an individual and he's light, he's white skinned, and you look at him as an Edomite. No, that individual could indeed be an Israelite. You have to teach with patience, calm, be apt to teach, have a sense of understanding and discernment. This is not a black or a white thing. Anybody that's taught you that are incorrect. Okay? Keeping it going. I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me. So Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi has dealt with us. And he emphasizes this, even though that you do not know him, he emphasized he's dealing with you as a nation. Verse 5, I am Yahawah, and there is none else. There is no power beside me. I girdled thee, though thou hast not known me. Right? You didn't know him, but he also created you. You didn't know him, though. He's dealing with you. As he told Jeremiah, from the womb. Right? And even before that, understanding regeneration, reincarnation in the spirit world, going all the way back to us be predestinated. So before the foundations of the earth, you can know these scriptures, but do you actually apply them and actually think about what they mean? So he has a predestinated group of men that he has predestinated from the foundations of the earth, before this place was even created, before Yahawashi laid the groundwork, right? We were already ordained. Okay, Shalawam, some white lady beeping at me, but, you know, keeping it going. Okay? Keeping it going. Verse 6. That day made you off. You said Michael the archangel is with us, is with you. Hey, nah, Michael's not on this earth right now. Now it is angels encamped around about us, most definitely. But the time of Michael coming down here, Daniel 12 and 1 and 2, or 1 Thessalonians 4, 16, 17, you know, and also Matthew 24, 29 through 31, right? When the trump, when Michael shall come down here, that is the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay, he will have to come down here and intervene, because it will be so bad and gruesome on these streets. It will be, you know, like a purge and things of that nature going on. All right, at the end of the day. So Michael's not down here right now, you know what I'm saying? But hey, let's keep it going. That they may know from the rising of the sun. Doesn't the sun rise every single day, right? In the east, and from the west, that there is none beside me. I am Yahawah, and there is none else. Okay? I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, Yahawah, do all these things. Therefore, letting you know that in this time period, whenever anything that's being created, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi has ordained it. Angels, evil angels, right? You have left-handed angels, you have right-handed angels. Yahawah is still ruling over them. Yahawashi is the captain of the host, as spoke of in Joshua the 5th chapter. All right, let me make my brother a moderator real quick. I'm trying to do it, bro. I don't know. I'm clicking it, but it ain't working. So I'm gonna just move on, but dang. But I get the scripture from the brother Stand Fast and Faith 4. I click on his page. Alright, I got you. The water Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Alright, 1 Samuel 2 and 3. Talk no more so exceedingly proudly. Let not arrogance come out of your mouth. Let Yahawah is a power of knowledge, and by him actions are weighed. So you should think about what you're saying. Think about what you're doing. Going into, is your works vain, or is your works proper and actually beneficial to the body? Okay? So you gotta, we are taught, which the world, Esau, Edom, the white man don't teach us, to be accountable in this truth. You're not a true man until you come into the knowledge of the scriptures, the understanding. Right? You start producing works. You start moving yourself in the vibration of the men of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Right? Beforehand, you were moving in the vibration of the world. You were moving in the vibration of a niggar. Okay? A YN. Alright? All this type of things, man. We was talking about these YNs last night on the way home, and they out of control. You know, but they're moving in a crash out type spirit, like they have no concern for their life. So therefore they don't value their life, and that's what the white man has taught them to be. They may not look at it, but they don't understand their origins. is tracing back to Esau Edom. Okay, because we're not that type of people, right? Jake is a calm, especially Judah, right? It's hard to rouse Judah up and get him mad. So Jake is a calm, loving people, man. We'll help you, literally give you the shirt off our back and show love and show charity and feast with you and help you when you're in times of need, etc., etc. Check on you. That's the type of people we are. We're not in that crash out, mess you up type of spirit. Inconsiderate. No, man. Jake considers. The scriptures talk about, let's get it. In the book of Leviticus, ye shall fear every man, his mother and his father, and keep my Sabbaths. I am Yahawah your power. Okay, we are in a Shabbat right now, and we are also entering into another Shabbat. We have back-to-back Shabbats, right? So we have to keep the Shabbat, meaning no intercourse, no pleasure, right? And intercourse is pleasure, IUIC. If you didn't know that, okay, the scriptures talk about, you know, turning away from pleasure during the Shabbat, okay? Not cooking, not kindling fire, all right? And sometimes brothers may have to because we are in captivity, all right? It's exceptional situations, but to the most part, try to keep it to the best of your ability. You know, fire truck man, fireman. I ain't never had no problems with law enforcement, man. My whole life, you know. They always come to me like that. But that's because we moving in this place, man, and we apply the scriptures. We apply Romans, the 3rd chapter. We apply Matthew 5 and 25. All right, at the end of the day. But some Israelites do not do that. You want to add a hustle and bustle. You want to cuss out a Christian. That cussing out a Christian spirit, that's a demonic spirit, man. Okay, if somebody does not agree with you, then send their ass home. Period, man. Somebody come up here, hey, I'm gonna try the spirit. We might ask a couple questions or whatever. We gonna go back and forth a little bit, but once I see that bro not getting it, I'm gonna apply Titus 3 and 10, Titus 3, 9 through 11, right? We have to apply the scriptures in our life, always. Not just when you want to, Jake. You got to practice what you preach, man. All right? Another precept, Isaiah 51 and 20. Thy sons have fainted, they lie at the head of all the streets, as a wild bull in a net. They are full of the fury, O Yahawah, the rebuke of thy power. All right, we are in this thing, and this is our punishment. What Jake can't really understand. It's a rebuke to us. Being humbled down, being made meek, when we used to be the rulers of this planet. We used to rule when we was in Israel. All nations used to come to us and borrow. Now we go to other nations and borrow, right? Getting loans, like you got to go to somebody, a realtor, to get a house, these type of things. We are set low for a punishment, for an astonishment, a proverb, a byword, as it spoke of in Deuteronomy 28 and 37. So it's a punishment to us, man. You know? But Jake can't understand that. Right? So going back over to James, the 2nd chapter, getting back to the topic of the lesson, which is works. This is James 2 and 14. We're going to start at there again. What doeth it profit, my brethren, though a man say he have faith and have not works? Can faith save him? No, not alone. You have to apply some works with it. You may know how to fix a car, but if you don't go out there and fix it, it's going to stay broke, right? You may know how to get money. You may have certain type of skills, but if you don't look for a job and apply yourself to that employment, right, you're going to stay broke. Therefore, you'll what? You'll lose your apartment, your place, your house, your residence, your room, whatever it may be. You're eventually going to lose that because you had the skills to do it, but you didn't apply works to it. When we come into this thing, we are given tokens. We are given talents. We have to apply those to this world. All right? Measures of faith that brothers are giving. So we have to go forth out here and display that to bring fruit, to bring brothers into the truth, man. I know a couple brothers I dealt with that are now in Great Millstone or learning under this doctrine. Shalawam to my brother Yahawah. out in the Wisconsin camp, GMS Fruitful Works, right? I remember that brother when he was a babe, man. You know, and that's a beautiful thing. And that's not to glorify me or nothing. That's to glorify Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, who was speaking through us, who speaks through men. How the elders taught me and the brothers in Pasadena taught me. And therefore I listened, I learned, and I took notes. Therefore I could go forth and continue that cycle of labor, that cycle of works. So the elders teach us the works, then we go forth and teach the works, right? When Yahawashi begins to sup with you, to deal with you, the spirit begins to deal with you, all right? So, you know, you gotta apply yourself, baby. Smokey, you gotta apply yourself. All right, verse 15. If a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, depart in peace, be ye warm. You just told him to be warm. But he was cold, you didn't give him no blanket, you didn't give him no jacket. I went over this earlier. And filled, notwithstanding, ye give them not those things which are needful to the body. What doeth it profit? So I can tell you this, but I actually gotta go through the scriptures and teach it to you. This is why we post up lessons every single day, maybe 2 lessons a day, or whatever it may be, determining on how the spirit is moving, right? So we are showing our works. We are, and brothers be like, you know, people in the world be like, well, y'all mean, y'all hateful, y'all. No, actually, we the most kind, we the kindest individuals on this planet. We are taking hours. First of all, more than that, because we study, we put together lessons. Then we go and teach for hours. All right, we stand out here in 91-degree weather, 80-degree weather, whatever, sweating, right? You know what I'm saying? Whatever. And in the cold, same thing. We endure the elements in season, out of season, reproving, rebuking, long suffering, as the scriptures say. So that's not kindness to help individuals that don't even want to listen, right? That's why we're really dealing with the elect. So you can't say that we not kind. You can't say that we ain't trying. You can't say that about the brothers, man. Okay? But these damn Christians, these damn pastors, they come together every Sunday, maybe a Thursday, right? Maybe a Tuesday for Bible study. Okay, but what have they taught you? What did you really learn? What precepts, right? What proper breakdowns? Improper breakdowns. These are vain works. You still believe that Yahawashi was the Holy Spirit went into Mary and Yahawashi was born that way. That he didn't come through seed when the scriptures constantly tell you that he came through seed. You still worship Christmas, which is Moloch worship, Baal worship. All right? You still worship these type of things. So the church has failed you, Jake. It had failed you with an extreme failure. That's a fiasco. All right? Verse 16. Actually, verse 17. Even so, faith, if it not works, is dead, being alone. So they have to join together. Faith and works go together like salt and pepper. All right? Yea, a man may say, thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me my faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works. By getting out here. By presenting my body as a living sacrifice. Okay, coming in the correct vibration, the correct understanding, the correct doctrine. Teaching what has been taught. Alright, the elder up in New York did a lesson last week. And the title of the lesson was, what happened to the KISS method? Keep it simple, stupid. What happened to that? You got individuals out here trying to get so damn deep, right? We are not Kemet. We are not, that's not that bullshit, man. We ain't on no Anunnaki and all that, all right? Now, yeah, some brothers go deep into the scriptures, etc., etc., but we ain't trying to make it in a high-minded sense where we confusing brothers, etc., etc. The scriptures say, keep it plain upon tables, man, okay? So we got to help our individuals. Some lessons be milk lessons, some lessons be meat lessons, right? And you got to take it slow. The elder that I deal with on TikTok over in Chicago, he always says, man, take it day by day. right? You got to take it day by day, Jake, okay? And us as teachers, we have to make sure we're bringing the product sincerely and correctly, okay? Not to call the scriptures a product, but our works, all right? This doctrine, this understanding, we got to bring it correctly and properly so that our people can get it correctly and properly so they can't make no excuses. Well, he taught it too rough, or he didn't really give me the precepts, or nah, you just didn't write them down. At the end of the day, your salvation is in your own hands. You got to work it out with fear and trembling. As we read in Philippians 2 and 12, that's a precept, right? Let's keep it going. Precept on the board. Shalawam, shalawam. 2nd Esdras 9 and 7. Kind of good one. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby you have believed. And I was going to pull that one. The water, okay? That's the spirit. Keeping it going. Shall be preserved from the said perils. And what is that? That's the second death, okay? ICBM missiles coming down and destroying this place, making it that lake of fire, okay? Because you got certain individuals, lately speaking, such as Genesis, right? Coming out of their mouth talking about that America will not be destroyed, right? And you know, I wasn't even going to address it, but because brothers is going to tackle the subject, okay? But this place will be destroyed. The scriptures speak of it countless times. Several prophecies about it, okay? And Lord willing, maybe later this week I'll go into it, okay? This is all we preach. This is all we preach about, man. We preach what has been taught. We preach the prophecies. We bring it out. Read Revelations 18 and 4. What is that talking about? Come out of her, my people, so you do not be a partaker of her plagues. What is those plagues? And what is the ultimate plague? That's Zechariah 14 and 12, man. Your eyes burning in their holes. Your tongue burning in his mouth. Your skin burning while you stand. That's nuclear warfare. Ain't no weapon created on this planet back in those times could do that to you. But nuclear warfare can do that. Hydrogen bombs can do that. These weapons that have been ordained by Yahawah, because he created the smith that created this weapon, the iron weapon, right? These weapons that he have given them access to can do that. So that's that final plague that will be used to destroy America. It only take, if we're being honest, it only take about 8 to 10 nukes to destroy America if they're hit in pinpoint places, right? That's how crucial. But this place is going to be hit with millions, man. And each warhead, you know, carries about 15 to 10, you know, nukes or warheads basically. Each nuke, you know what I mean. Each warhead carries about 10 to 15 missiles. So Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is gonna overkill this place. He's gonna over destroy it. Alright? But it's not gonna be like, it's not gonna be destroyed where the earth is not gonna be here. Because you got some individuals that say it's gonna be like that Death Star. The earth is gonna be destroyed and blown up like in Star Wars. No, fool. Alright? Ecclesiastes 1 and 4 speaks about the earth abideth forever. Let's get that. Okay? He didn't create nothing. Everything Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi created, he created and it was good. Okay? This is Ecclesiastes 1 and 4. One generation passeth away and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. So it will not be destroyed. We will rule over this planet and several other planets, galaxies. We will be able to explore, all right, many mansions. Brothers will have rulership. Brothers will be populating. For you simp individuals with a Western mindset, you don't want multiple wives. You don't want thousands of seeds. Okay, keep your ass in Babylon and get that destruction. All right? But we that read the scriptures and understand multiple wives is lawful and it's biblical, and we will have thousands of seeds. A little one shall become 1,000, as it said in the book of Isaiah. Okay? So this is our heritage to rule. All right? We will maybe establish a settlement on a planet and come back later on, and the kids is grown. and they going to do their own thing. But they brought up the correct way under the laws, commandments, and statutes, right? So this entire universe is going to be in order. All right, everything you can see, you're going to be able to travel to it. This is what we're talking about, an inheritance. Oh, that's sci-fi. That's Star Trek. That's Star Wars. You don't truly understand who our power is and that he created all of this for our sakes. As it said in 2nd Esdras, the 6th chapter, verse 56 going downward. The earth is created for our sakes. Jake? All right? Let's keep it going. So the earth is going to abide forever. It's not going to be destroyed. You know, check precepts. Wisdom of Solomon, 1 and 1. Love righteousness, yet that be judges of the earth. Think of Yahawah with a good heart, and in simplicity of heart seek him. Not being deep, having your intentions, right? Not being all complex. Not, hey, if I go do this work, Yahawah will give me this, he'll give me that, he'll give me this. Not doing stuff just to get a benefit of it. Actually loving somebody to love somebody, man. Just because it's sincere and it's real. Okay? Don't do something to expect a reward from it. Right? At the end of the day, you don't let your right hand know what your left hand do either. You could be doing a lot out here and not saying it. Alright? We know it's a lot of brothers going through stuff, but they don't say nothing. Okay? So, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi sees it all. Alright? You don't have to make everything known, bro. That's the thing about damn TikTok, bro. Everybody, you want to put your business out on Front Street for everybody to see. That's not scriptural. Okay? We are holy people, set apart. Right? You got certain individuals coming with the Passover. These off-branded camps. They wanted to video their Passover and show people how they do their Passover. No, man, that's off. It's a solemn assembly. It's supposed to be shut in. It's very serious. Okay? This is a day, that was a day where, hey, people were being unalive. The death angel was coming through. This is not a day where you, man, y'all in that myrrh spirit. I don't give a damn if you're an Israelite. If you videoing your Passover, you are in a myrrh type of spirit, man. All right? You're not in the right spirit. Y'all think this thing is entertainment. A lot of you Israelites is going to wake up one day and realize you went the wrong way. And you're going to be running to get back. But it's going to be too damn far, man. Because the doors of mercy are going to be closed. And that Amos 8 and 11 is going to set right on your head. And you're going to reap it. And you're going to hate it. According to Proverbs 1 and 20 going downward, man. All right, you're going to seek him early, but he shall not be found. But you should have seeked him right now while you had the chance. The opportunity for repentance was open to you. All right, let's keep it going. James 2. And where was we at? 19. Thou believest that there is one power. Thou doest well. The devils also believe and tremble. So if you have the correct name, the proper name, the devils are scared of that name. Okay? What did the demon tell that one dude? He said, Paul I know, Yahawashi I know, but who are you? Right? You fake dudes is going to be found out, man. Because y'all don't keep it correctly. Okay? So you got to sincerely believe in Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. And you got to do the works. Scriptures say, him that turneth away from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be an abomination. That's Proverbs 28 and 9. He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be an abomination. I've told certain individuals that I know, man, hey, man, look, you say you love God and all that. All right, stop eating the pork. Stop eating the lobster. Stop eating the crab. Stop eating the shrimp, the crawfish, the oysters. Stop eating this stuff, the calamari. Okay? You got to put this stuff down, bro. You say you love Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Well, keep his word. Keep his word. Right? But you turn your ear away from hearing the law. So therefore your prayer shall be an abomination. All right? You know better, so you do better. It's a time where Yahawah winked at us for the things that we did. Me as a kid, man, I used to love some damn fatback, some pork chop, shit like that. Growing up in the South, that's what we were accustomed to eating, right? But a little bit of the spirit hit me at age 14, 15, and I dropped the swine. Right? That was the spirit. I didn't know the truth, but that was the spirit to jump on me, to preserve me. All right? So, and it allowed me to understand and to go in and see how bad the pig is, right? So it be little drops, man. Brothers call them downloads. You call it that, I guess. It be the spirit coming to mess with you, right? To help you, so you won't hinder your life from this truth. You won't hinder your life and destroy your life. All right. Verse 20. But wilt thou know, O vain man, that faith without works is dead? Was not Abraham our father justified by works, when he had offered Isaac his son upon the altar? Abraham, Job, that type of faith is the type of faith you need to be seeking after. To be able to offer up your son. To be able to lose everything and keep praising Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, regardless what he put you through. Okay? You know, God forbid, but hey, it could possibly happen. You know? So you can't change. You got to be strong as a street light, man. All right? Strong as a light post. Not changing. Stronger than that. You know what I'm saying? You can't get blown away in a hurricane. You can't get destroyed. You got to stand tough. Bold as a lion. Okay? Verse 21. Once again, was not Abraham our father justified by works? Did Abraham have the laws, commandments, and statutes in the beginning? No, all he had was faith. And then he eventually applied works. He eventually got circumcised. He called on Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. He built altars. He had the name, right? He called on that name when he had offered Isaac his son upon the altar. See if thou how faith wrought with his works, and by works was faith made perfect. They go hand in hand. Like I said, salt and pepper, or turmeric and black pepper, they work hand in hand to clean out inflammation, to destroy inflammation. Or some damn and cucumbers, you know, salt and cayenne pepper, and maybe some garlic salt as well, and some olive oil. That right there gonna clean your blood. That's gonna help you get right. These things join hand in hand to benefit you. All right? So faith has to be joined with works. And the scripture was fulfilled, which saith, Abraham believed power, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness, and he was called the friend of Yahawah. Doesn't a friend tell you what he's about to do? Right? Let's say you go out with your friend, y'all go to the club or something. Isn't your friend y'all gonna talk in the car? Right? Your friend see a girl, like, yo, I'm gonna go holler at her. Right? Hold my drink, watch my spot. I'll be right back. You need something, he go to the bar. You need something, bro? Right? Yeah, give me a Hennessy with the, you know, whatever. Boom, boom. Y'all friends. Y'all talk to one another. Y'all communicate. Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, how much more? Does he not communicate with us? How does he speak to us? Through dreams, through signs and wonders, through his men, right? So you have to take that into account, because they applied faith and works. They're coming in the right vibration, okay? We're not just standing up talking. I could do this anywhere. But we are, hey, by the foolishness of preaching, man, we come to this and we tell our people. Isaiah 58:1, let's get it. And then after that, we're going to go over to Sirach, 22nd chapter. Isaiah 58:1, cry aloud, spare not, Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins. So we have to correct you. We have to rebuke you. We have to turn you back. Now, if you don't want to turn back, okay, fine. Do your thing. Keep it moving. But you can't say that we didn't try to warn you. You can never say out of your mouth that the prophets didn't get up every single week and hit a corner and prophesy and speak, even if it's only to the wind. Right? Even if it's only to the wind. It don't matter. We're not here for numbers, views, popularity. You got some Israelites, man, talking about you don't get no views. Ain't nobody watching you. All right, motherfucker, you showed your character by saying that. We know why you here. For the likes and for the views and for the comments. Okay? You just gotta let a man talk long enough and he gonna show himself. Okay? So we know some of you guys are here for the likes, for the views, for the comments, for the streaming numbers, for the money. Right? That's why some of you guys are here. If it wasn't money attached to it, you wouldn't do it. You are false prophets, man. False individuals. Okay? Now let's go over to the book of Sirach, the 22nd chapter, and start at the top. A slothful man is compared to a filthy stone, and everyone will hiss him out to his disgrace. No works. Slothful means to be lazy. So you don't apply. You want to build a house, but you don't got no wood and no bricks. How is that house going to be built? You're not putting no works to it. You're not writing no blueprints. You're not hiring no workers. Therefore, you're going to sleep outside in the cold because you didn't put no works to it. How much more spiritual? You want to be protected. You want that strong tower to come, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, but you're not calling on him, right? So how is he going to protect you? You're not doing the correct works. You're not bringing forth the correct fruit, the correct actions. All right? Verse 2. A slothful man is compared to the filth of a dunghill. Every man that takes it up will shake his hand. An evil-nurtured man is the dishonor of his father, that he begat him, and a foolish daughter is born to his loss. Right? So basically your father regrets that he had you. Because you was good for nothing. Just a big lump of nothing, man. Alright? That's how these 2/3 are. They're disobedient to parents. They're disrespectful. They're hateful. They're wicked. Alright? They don't respect those that came before them. They don't show no order. They don't show no honor. Right? They're dishonorable men and dishonorable women. Okay? Therefore, they have to be destroyed. Honor and respect is in the kingdom. Okay? It's a sense of order. It's a sense of rank. A sense of commitment. Right? Back to that class. That royalty feeling about it, man. That a lot of these Israelites do not get and they don't want to be a part of. Well, take your ass on, Jake. Alright, let me see. Comment. Precept. Ecclesiasticus 32 and 17. A sinful man will not be reproved, but findeth an excuse according to his will. Exactly. Good one, huh? So a sinful man, you don't want to take it. You're going to find an excuse all the time. Okay? Such as Alizé. Such as all these other guys. You making excuses to continue in your wickedness. Alright? Or you thinking that nobody gonna see you when you do what you do, but then them text messages get released. Alright? Then brothers get to talking about you. Okay? You thought nobody was gonna find it out. Okay? You messing with nothing but prostitutes and harlots. Alright? And on that, Israelite women were never supposed to be harlots, bro. Alright? A harlot is supposed to be a heathen woman. A concubine in a sense. That's harlots. Our women were never supposed to be harlots. Alright? But Alizé, it's been found out. You got nothing but strippers, harlots around you. And you think you gonna be righteous and holy and all of that, bro? No. Look at who hangs around you. That goes to all you individuals. Believing you can live in the world and live with Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, it's not gonna work out. Okay? Your vibration is incorrect. You don't have it. Your eye is not single. Everything that you're around is darkness. Ain't no laws, commandments, and statutes around this. Women showing cleavage, women with their ass out, women twerking and shaking. Alright, rap music, okay, in a wicked form. Alright, because music, if you use it the right way, it can be powerful and it can be healing. Okay, hey, but doing it to get a profit, doing shows, performing at the Passover, all this bullshit, man. You here for filthy lucre's sake, man. We see straight through it. All right, verse 3. Now, verse 4. A wise daughter, the opposite end. A wise daughter shall bring an inheritance to her husband, but she that liveth dishonestly is her father's heaviness. As it spoke of in Sirach 26, 1 and 2. Loosely quoting, the woman, right, a virtuous wife, doubles the years of her husband. Because you're not dealing with all the issues and insecurities that comes with a wicked ass individual. You actually comforted with your woman. Like, I'm out here preaching right now. I know my kids is good in my house with my woman, right? She's taking care of the house. She's cleaning up. She's, doing what she's supposed to do. She's taking care. So you can leave the household and your house is comfortable. My blood pressure not high. I come home to a pillar of rest, not a pillar of stress, right? Verse 5, she that is bold dishonoreth both her father and her husband, but they both shall despise her. Now this is all going back to works, because every form and fashion something is a work, right? So you women, how can we support the ministry? What can we do? Be good to your men. Stay out of the streets. Stay off the comment board, right? Be in the background. Okay, that man needs something, bring it to him. Babe, you need a cup of water. You need this, you need that. I ran your bath water. That's all we want to hear, man. All right, that's your works. Support that man. If Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi is dealing with him, even if not, because the scriptures in 1 Corinthians, the 7th chapter, talks about if y'all please one another, then you be with one another. You don't just leave that man because he's not in the truth. And for you brothers, you don't just leave that woman because she's not in the truth. If you are pleased to dwell with her. Man, IUIC got the game fucked up. Teaching incorrectly. Leaving somebody because they not in the truth. You don't believe in Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi changing somebody and reforming their hearts? Especially if you a man, your spirit, the spirit that's on you shall eventually jump onto her. If she truly loves you and she's following your lead, then she's gonna follow your lead. But you leaving her because she's not in the truth. Yeah, she ain't want to keep the Passover with me. Okay, keep it your damn self, by yourself. Women don't even supposed to be at the Passover. Alright? Now, yeah, we can keep it with our women, but she don't supposed to be reading. Okay? Man, these bug out camps, man. They are teaching incorrectly. They are sifting blocks, stumbling blocks, and sifting agents. That's what I meant to say. Alright? Just 100% incorrect. Telling men to leave their women who they've been with for years. Been pleased to dwell with her for years. But you telling men to leave their women. Fuck out of here, man. Alright? Keep it going. Verse 6. A tale out of season is as music in mourning, but stripes and correction of wisdom are never out of time. It's never a bad time for you to get rebuked and correct and brought in the correct way. Alright? That's to your benefit. That's to better you out. To be corrected. To be brought in the correct way. You know? Don't despise. Because at the end of the day, it's the laws, commandments, and statutes. Leviticus 19, 17, 18. All right, we don't hold no hate in our hearts for our brothers or sisters. We don't want to suffer sin upon them. So we correct them. All right, we bring videos out. We bring lessons out. We rebuke others so others may fear. Rebuke them sharply so that others may look at this and get right. Right? You might see a video and it be something going on and you was like, dang, I was doing that. I ain't even know that was a sin. I gotta stop. So you correct yourself. You get right. Because somebody rebuked somebody and you don't want that to be you. This is why individuals got stoned in front of the congregation so that the rest of Israel could see. This is why the paganator got brought up in front of all of Israel. So everybody can see. Now you still got individuals that supported him. Hey, we see your ass too. And keep your ass away from us. You supporting a man that get pegged. Alright? And you like, nah, guys, leave him alone. Let's do a fast. Now fuck that. Alright? Y'all individuals are incorrect. Okay? The man, hey, man, let's get that. This is Proverbs 29:1. He that being often reproved, hardeneth his neck, shall suddenly be destroyed and that without remedy. So all these individuals, man, every time we see them come up against the elders, what happens to them? They either get unalived or they get locked up. Like y'all used to say in the world, the only way out of this thing is the grave or, or a jail cell. That's what's happening to these individuals. And we laugh because it's funny. All right? You don't go at Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi and think shit is sweet. You going at the Most High, man. You crazy. I ain't no other way to put it. You crazy. All right? You're delusional. A great delusion has been set on you by the Most High. Because you rejected wisdom. You rejected knowledge. You rejected understanding. Okay? I'll get a little bit more and we begin to wrap up. This is Barak 22 and verse 7. Whoso teacheth a fool is as one. Don't get into debates with fools. 2 admonitions. Apply it, man. All right? Apply it. This dude can't get it. Send him on his way. He don't want to get it. The spirit ain't with him. He does not have the oil. He does not have the oil. Whoso teacheth a fool is as one that glueth a potsherd together, and as he that walketh one from a sound sleep, waketh one from a sound sleep. You're causing chaos. You're causing disruption. It's just going to be a lot of babble, a lot of confusion. Yeah, you may understand, but he don't understand. Now we understand maybe if you're teaching them and the sheep is down there. All right, you're doing that to help the sheep, to edify the sheep. But at some point in time, he can't get it. Send his ass home and then continue the lesson. Continue teaching. Continue to edify the sheep. His bug out ass don't gotta be there for you to edify the sheep. If he gotta be there for you to edify the sheep, then the sheep just want to entertain you. They didn't want to get no lessons. They didn't want to get no understanding. They just wanted to see you go back and forth with a dumbass individual. That's not really edification, man. All right? I'm not about to sit here and go back and forth with no foolish individual, man. We're not tolerating that shit. All right? It's pointless, bro. We ain't wasting our time. Do not cast your pearls unto swine. He that telleth a tale to a fool speaketh to him in a slumber. When he have told his tale, he will say, what is the matter? If children live honestly and have wherewithdraw, they shall cover the baseness of their parents. But children being haughty, though disdain and want of nurture, do stain the notability of their kindred. And this ain't just speaking of kids. This is speaking of individuals coming into this truth. You have to get the correct foundation. Let's get that sincere milk. You come up the wrong way, you're going to be the wrong way for a long way. All right? You got to come up the right way. Some individuals might have came up the wrong way. Okay? But they change and they get right. That's showing that Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Actually, Yahawah drawed you. He pulled you. So you are one of Yahawashis. All right? 1 Peter 2:2. As newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, that you may grow thereby. If so be you have tasted that Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi is gracious. So he's dealing with you. If you tasted it, once you taste that sincere milk, don't leave it alone, man. My daughter, almost 2 years, she loved that milk, right? That sincere milk. She started crying when she can't get it, right? Because it's sincere milk. It's nurturing her. It's growing her up the correct way. She's intelligent. Her bones are being developed correctly. Her organs are stronger. Her mind is stronger. That's what that sincere milk is about. But you want some Similac, you want some Gerber, you want some bullshit. All right, you want this artificial milk. Well, go get it, man. All right, but you know what we got over here? We got that nature's finest. We got that best. All right, something that you're supposed to eat. Why does the woman's body go into that state to produce milk? Because that's the order of things. It's order in everything. If you look around this planet, order in everything, man. All right, the trees, they got leaves now. That's order. They lose their leaves in the fall. That's order. The flowers are blooming. That's order. Right? The bees are going to pollinate. That's order. Right? They're doing what they do. The planet moves in order. But you as an individual don't want to move in order. So you out of order. Therefore, you got to be sifted up. You got to be destroyed. You got to be took out the way. Because you can't get with the program. We're going to end it over here with Ezekiel, the 20th chapter. All right, Ezekiel 20, starting at 33. As I live, saith Yahawah power, surely with a mighty hand, and with a stretched out arm, and with fury poured out, will I rule over you. And I will bring you out from the people, and will gather you out of the countries, wherein ye are scattered. So what happened? We scattered. That's my shit right there. We are scattered. We are scattered in a bunch of countries, man, all over this planet. Okay? According to Deuteronomy 28, 63, 64, 68. All right? You know, dang, they almost hit each other. Continuously. Okay? And that's because we rejected Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. We rejected the laws, commandments, and statutes. We seek after a strange woman, which is other doctrines, other gods, other powers, which is nothing but false gods. There's no other God but Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Okay? So we did all of that. Keeping it going. 34. And I will bring you out from the people. What's the people? The heathens. These other nations. These heathen nations. Hellenized nations. And I will gather you out of the countries wherein you are scattered with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm, and will with fury pour it out. And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people, and there will I plead with you face to face. Now, plead don't mean we about to get begged to. No. When Yahawah pleads, he talking about judgment. Okay? Unaliving. Setting some shit straight. Alright? Like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt. What happened to them? Earthquakes. The floor opening up. Okay? People getting unalived by snake bites. Alright? All type of things. He was sifted. Getting the wicked out. Okay? And I will cause you to pass under the rod, and will bring you into the bond of the covenant, What covenant is that talking about? The new covenant, which we will go into. This is proven right now that we're not in the new covenant. The only one that's in it is Yahawashi. He has that everlasting body. He's in it. All right? He cannot sin. Okay? We have to wait for him to return to bring us into that. He has our bodies prepared. Right? Verse 38, and I will purge out from among you the rebels and them that transgress against me. Transgress, to be contrary, to be disobedient, to go against. I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn. So you can leave Babylon, but you can't get away from Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. You can go to Britain, you can go to Australia, you can go to Japan, you can go to Russia, Pakistan, Ukraine, whatever it may be. All right? But you can't get away from Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Okay? I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn, and they shall not enter into the land of Israel. And ye shall know that I am Yahawah. You're not going to enter into the land. That means you're not going to be able to walk through that straight gate. As the scriptures talk about. It's fire on the right. What is it? Fire on the left. Water, deep water on the left, on the right. All right. So you're not going to be able to walk into the land. You have to come back via reproduction. All right, coming through the loins of the 144,000 and the 1/3. Okay. So you got to go through being a baby again. All that. You got to go through all that again because you didn't want to get right on this side. So you got to wham again, man. Shit on yourself, pee on yourself. All right, be taught up again. Hey, you ain't want to get right. Okay? So, hey, man, that's pretty much it, man. I'm going to wrap it up. To summarize the whole lesson, you know, works. Put in works. And make sure they're proper works. They're vain, they're not vain works. Alright? Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi sees it. He knows what you're doing. On camera, off camera, everywhere. Okay? Alright? Every single thing that you do, regardless if it be good or if it be evil. According to Ecclesiastes 12 chapter, verse 13 and 14, he knows. Every deed will be found out. Okay? If you don't believe that, you don't truly got faith. If you don't believe in this word, brother got a precept. We'll end it with that. Hebrews 6 and 10. For power is not unrighteous to forget your work. Beautiful one. And labor of love, which you have showed towards his name, and that you have ministered to the saints and do minister. That's it. That's beautiful. So he don't forget what we do. You know, he will not forget what we do. He does not have a forgetful mind. Everything is being written down. That angel in Ezekiel, the 9th chapter, with the inkhorn, right? You got an angel right now writing everything down and making that report. The question today to yourself would be, do I have a good report with Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, or do I have a bad report? Right? And if you think you have a bad report, then you want to change that. You want to come right. You want to repent and be converted, meaning leaving all this wickedness. Easter, Christmas, 4th of July, Valentine's Day, all this BS that come with a holiday. They come with a holiday sale. You know what I mean? Memorial Day sale, all this bullshit, right? You want to leave all that behind, and you want to turn back to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi and begin to keep his Shabbat, begin to keep his holy days, begin to keep his ways, his laws, his commandments, his statutes. All right? At the end of the day, that's the way you will be saved, by believing in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, praying to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. All right? Ask it in Yahawashi's name, and it will be given to you, man. If it's righteous and you do deserve it, and you know it's in with the right intentions. So wait, with that being said, I'm gonna face the east. All praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham and Kakadadi. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops once again, who I do listen to. Shalawam to you brothers. As always, shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect. Kwam Yasharahla, and a Bible ball to this wicked kingdom. May this bitch fall soon. I pray that this was edifying through the spirit and power of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Shalawam. Until next time, shalawam.